Tonight, physical games are fading, digital platforms are taking over. Especially tonight, we ask who controls your library when the box disappears. Welcome to the Headmaster's Desk. What is up, chat? Welcome back to Gaming Academy, Gamer Quotient. It is Thursday, July 23, 2026, and your Headmaster here has returned at the Headmaster's Desk. So have a seat. We're going to go ahead and talk about the stuff that's coming up. Yeah. Yes. Please. Now, before we get on tonight's show, I want to take a moment to remind everybody that the stream is also part of the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital Play Live 2026 charity campaign. I do this every year. For us at Gamer Quotient Gaming Academy, gaming has always been about more than just playing games. We are here about community, purpose, and using this hobby we love to do for something meaningful. That's what playing with intention is all about. Tonight, every donation, every share, every bit of support helps us contribute to St. Jude's mission of helping children and families facing serious illness. So as we talk games, break down topics, laugh, learn, and level up together, remember that tonight we're also playing for something bigger. So thanks for being here. Thank you for supporting the stream, and thank you for helping us show that what this community can do when we play with intention and when we play together. So I'll put in exclamation point charity in chat. What's up, Jagos? Already popping off on there. So, but yeah, it's been a crazy week. The hits keep on coming. It's not great, but this is it. This is kind of our segue to the new future of gaming, and we have to adapt. We have to change. Change is coming, and oh boy, it is coming for us in a big way. So tonight we got a few things to cover. I have a submission here from our very own Jagos here at the Academy. I'll go ahead and cover what he's taking a look there. If you are curious what he has to say in full, go check out the Discord here. Join on the Discord, and then go ahead to the Headmaster's Desk onto Jagos section. Also, check out Jagos Quest in the channel Jagos Quest in the Discord, because he plays lots of games with a bunch of shenanigans, and it's probably the most entertaining thing you'll ever read from an experience of third person of playing a video game, right? So if you're ever curious about any game, especially Mouse PI, right? He does a good job covering that, and I think it's fantastic. All right, tonight, class, the Headmaster's Desk is open once more, right? No full class schedule tonight. It's just me. No long list of segments. No bouncing from one subject to the next. Tonight, we're slowing everything down and putting one major industry conversation on the desk. Right? Sony. That's you, Sony. Physical games. Digital ownership. And the beginning of what might be the next gaming war. That's right, gaming war. No, not the console war. But yet, the platform war. It's new. Because for a long time, gaming arguments were simple. PlayStation versus Xbox, console versus console, disc tray versus disc tray, controller versus controller, and exclusive versus exclusive. But if the industry keeps moving toward digital-only games, subscriptions, accounts, cloud access, and storefront-controlled libraries, then the fight and the war actually changes. Just like every revolution here in the US, we had the Industrial Revolution, and now we have the Information Revolution, right? And man, now it's like the AI revolution. I think that's the next generation we're honestly hitting. This is the same thing for the console war. It's now the platform war, right? The fight will change. The physical game complements the console, right? But the digital game complements the platform. And what that means, the question is no longer just which console do you own? The question becomes, where does your library live? Who controls your access? Who controls the store? Who controls the price? And who controls the license? That's kind of a big one right now, big talk. Also, who controls whether that game is still available 5, 10, or 20 years from now? Matter of fact, from experience, chat, I was thinking of a game that I played years ago, probably in 2013, 13 years ago, right? And Jay goes, if you can figure out which game this is, developed by Sega, top-down shooter where you're a vehicle and you're like, and it has a story, and it feels like you're playing Jackal and G.I. Joe at the same time. You can upgrade your car. There's comic book cutscenes in it, right? And I started to Google this because the last time I played this game was actually on the PlayStation 3. And now you can get it on Steam, right? But they're closing the PS3 store down. So what happens to that game? By the way, that game is called Renegade Ops. Right? $14.99 right now on Steam. I already bought it on the PS3. The only way for me to play that is either buy it on Steam again, or I plug in my PS3 because they don't have it on PS4 or PS5. Right? And it's a fun game. Now, this also got me thinking, what other games am I going to be losing out on, digital only, that I downloaded on my PS3? Right? For example, one of the games I downloaded on my PS3 was probably like this Street Fighter 2 HD remake that was redrawn, resprited by Udon comic artists, right? And it was Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and it was really cool looking. It felt like you were playing a Street Fighter 2 comic book. How can I play that again if they don't have it on another console? Right? So stuff like that really bothers me because, one, I already paid for it. I paid for it and it's in that console, it's in my account, right? And what if I lose an account? What if I can't download it anymore? I paid for it. So you're saying that everything is technically a rental, right? It's not really ownership. Now, I feel that if Capcom and these companies put that right up front before you buy these games, it would drastically drop the purchase and sales of these games, right? And since we're all winners here at the Gaming Academy, right? Winners control when they focus on what they can control. I can't control what they put on that store, right? I can't control whether they decide to take it down or not. But what I can control is to educate myself, right? Shop around, look for other avenues of this game. Do they have it physical, right? And then buy that, even though I have to wait, because that way I'll actually own it on disc. So think about that, because that's one of the many conversations everybody's having right now. But and it's kind of all over the place. But the real conversation tonight is we're looking at the long road that brought us here. Back in the PS3 era and the 360 era, physical games were the standard. You bought them at the stores, you traded them in, lent them to friends, bought them used, built your gaming life around more than just a login screen. Matter of fact, last week we talked about how rentals were such a big deal in people's lives because that's how, we were able to share games without having to pay too much money, avoid bad purchases and bad games, right? Rental was the place to be to try out games without a high investment or a high commitment. And God bless that I was able to experience that, because now this is why I say demos are important, because there's a lot of games out there with no demos, and the only way to try and play them is to buy them, right? And if they're bad, they're bad. You own it now, or you kind of own it now. Okay. Now, publishers hated the used game market, and I believe they still do, because a single disc could be sold again and again, right? While they only earn money from the first sale. Why do you think they added DLC to these games, right? So they tried online passes. They tried DLC codes. They tried DRM ideas, and the players pushed back, right? But now the industry may be getting what it wanted anyway, not because the players accepted control, because the players accepted convenience. Digital is easy. Downloads are easy. Preloads are easy. Subscriptions are easy. Sales are easy. Having your whole library tied to one account, super easy. At first, the best example of this was when Netflix went disc for rental, right? You mail in a disc, they mail you the disc back. You mail it back to them. I thought that was cool shit. Honestly, I thought that was like the best way to do it, right? Because you can take that disc, bring it to your friend's house, right? Stuff like that. Man, and I gotta be honest with you, after a while, I was like, man, this is kind of inconvenient for me to like ship these discs back. And I started to like the approach of the streaming service. It was quick, it was instantaneous, it was convenient. And look where we are now. This is why I always say that it's our fault that this is happening, right? We blindly followed and took the easy route, and now the easy route is biting us in the butt, right? Now, I'm not going to give 100% that it's our fault. You know, humans are imperfect, right? That's what makes us awesome. We're not, we're not like a one trick pony, right? It's far more complicated than that. Jagos is right, you know. But it does come down to where is the money? How can we get the money more? Because that's just how these companies work, you know. Having your whole library tied to one account is easy, just like Netflix. One account has all the movies. Matter of fact, they're already what do you call this? They're cracking down on shared passwords. They hate you sharing movies. They hate you sharing games. That's the point that they're trying to make. They're just not saying it out loud, right? The class, what we're learning here is convenience has a cost, right? Tonight we're asking what that cost really is, the cost of ownership, the cost to resale, the cost to lending, the cost to preservation, right? The cost to libraries, the cost to players who depend on used games to stay in the hobby, right? I'm gonna lend this to a friend. We're also asking who benefits when the physical option disappears. I think we know the answer to that. Because if every PlayStation purchase must go through PlayStation, that is not just convenience, that's ecosystem control. And that's why this conversation matters. This is not about being anti-digital. We've covered that many times. This is not about pretending the market has not changed, right? This is about understanding the trade and the changes coming up. Because here at Gamer Quotient, Gaming Academy, we don't just react to headlines, we study the pattern, right? Like fighting games. We ask what the topic really means, why people care, and what lessons we can take from as players, as fans, as creators, and members of the gaming community. Let's be smarter. So tonight, let's bring it to the desk. Sony, Steam, Microsoft, used games, digital ownership, reservation. Here's my copy of Gear Shifters, right? Investor pressure, that's a big one. And the future of platform control. The console war was just about the box under your TV, guys. The platform war is about who owns your library when that little box disappears. This is going to be a tough Headmaster's desk. The class is in session. All right. That was a banger of an intro, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. It's crazy right now. It's crazy. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cover Jagos's submission here. He kindly submitted this over to us here at the Headmaster's desk. So let's take a gander, take a peek. What we got? Okay, let me pop on this video. I'll play it on the background as I'm chatting here. See the captions. We can see it. You can see it. Nah, it's too small. That's better. Okay, let's do this. Okay. You had more time and have gone full film noir feel for the submissions, but I digress. It's all good, man. Hey, the submission's good. Submission's good.
Wars. In today's modern day and age, it is almost impossible to get anyone's attention in order to gain those eyeballs onto your platform for them to spend all that money that these companies are desperately asking for, whether they're competing against things like Netflix, Hulu, TikTok, and every other.
Now the other day I talked about how every freaking everyone has an app, right? Like Wendy's, McDonald's, Home Depot, right? Everybody has an app. And there's a reason for that. They honestly are just trying to capture your attention, guys. You guys ever wonder why things the way the things are? I feel like there used to be a show on this, like why things exist, right? And they would explain it, right? Now in society and culture, like I like to try to figure out sometimes and I'm super curious, like, man, why does everybody have a damn app? Right. And I try to figure that out. Why does everybody have a damn app? Well, it's because, they're trying to not distract you. Right. Because, when you're on your browser, you can type in anything. But when you're on an app, you're only talking and looking at their stuff. Like, if you're shopping around and you want to Google, like, I'm going to Google gear shifters, right? It'll present you to a variety of different stores. You don't want that. So if I go to my Target app and type in gear shifters, I'm only looking at in Target. And of course, they try to incentivize you to do these apps. So, like, you're looking at only Target stuff. So that way, if you're like, oh, yeah, I also needed this, then you'll buy it from Target. Amazon's kind of the same way, right? Everybody has an app. It's just how it is. So it's it's just the future. That's just the way it's going to be. Now, you have control to download those apps or not, right? You don't have to take those apps. You don't have to, take them with you, but it would help, right? So, I mean, and this is what's happening here. So this video here, the Discord submission, right? This is Jaco's submission. Now that's it argues that Sony reported move away from physical games, not just the end of an era for discs. It may be the beginning of a new kind of industry fight. The old battle was console versus console, PlayStation versus Xbox, right? Box versus box. Now it's platform versus platform. And this is what this video is basically telling you. It's like they're showing you like, hey, there's all these distractions all over the internet is a big place, right? But where are you going to shop? Now for Steam is like this unique. Steam is the Amazon of PC gaming, right? And there's been competitors, Origins, right? EA, now it's just EA, Epic Game Store, right? Stuff like that. They want their share of Steam because they control the market on PC games, but they can't compete. Steam is just too good, too powerful. And I feel like it's the same with Amazon, right? Like, why would I go to Walmart if Amazon has everything I want? I have Prime, I can get it in 2 days versus 3. Right? And so like that's kind of like where we're at right now. It's company versus company. Okay. Now, the key idea here is that the physical games support the console, digital games support the platform. Right? Platform that's where we're playing on if it's a digital, right? Game. Yeah, Sony wants me. Yeah, I know that. Gosh, it's just the next step, right? Now, if Sony moves fully digital, right? Then it is no longer only competing with Xbox hardware or Nintendo hardware. It's competing against digital ecosystems as well, like Steam, specifically Steam. And I would say and I would argue Microsoft, Marketplace. Hell, even Game Pass. They're trying to compete to Game Pass right now. Everyone's trying to fight each other and what's the best, what they can get. PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live, you can see it all over the place. They're just fighting each other on this, right? It's just not verbally spoken, but it's there. It exists. Okay. Now the submission points that to Sony's own reported sales trend, where digital purchases make up the vast majority of PlayStation software sales, with physical sales reportedly shrinking around 15%, right? And the argument is that Sony sees this as proof that physical media is fading and digital is inevitable. Now, that sucks because, you know, for individuals like myself and Jagos, Blazing Ace Nelson, we buy physical and digital games, right? Because like we support it. We support the platform. We support the console, right? But there are many, and I would argue many people out there that just do that just do digital because they just don't care about this war. They don't care about the culture. They don't care about the history, right? They just want the convenience. So this is why you see there are more digital sales than physical sales. I made a video on this, and there's a reel on this, a short on this on YouTube, right? And people were like, yeah, no shit. Like they were commenting on it, like, duh, what are you, stupid? I'm like, guys, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the people doing it. What are you talking about? I swear, people on the internet will just want to complain just to sake of complaining, right? No matter what platform you're on, people will just say, oh, Twitter's toxic, X is terrible, you know, oh, you know, blue sky is censorship. Yeah. Everywhere, there's always gonna be some jerk out there gonna comment in a sleazy way just to get attention, right? And then declare their intellectual superiority over you on the internet, on some stranger. Oh, great. So the takeaway here is that no matter where you're at, people are going to disagree with you, and that's okay. It's take control on what you can control. If you don't want to chat with them, don't chat with them. Don't engage, right? But in this case, I would say here in let's see, going digital means Sony has to prove that its platform is trustworthy, global, stable, and valuable enough for players to build their libraries there. The submission argues that Sony has weaknesses here, has security issues. Check. Twice, I think. Limitations with global PSN access. Check. Tokon, Helldivers, that's an example right there. And past examples of purchased digital movies and music being delisted or removed. Check. These are all accurate. These are all correct. Meanwhile, Steam has a massive list of digital first ecosystem with stronger consumer habits, right? Global reach, community tools, sales, culture, long-term PC library loyalty. That's why they're the top. As you can see on the screen here, they're even adding more gifting options for you. Crazy. Microsoft has an opportunity here if it strengthens the Windows Xbox as a unified gaming platform and competes more directly with Steam, right? Sony has really kind of targeted themselves, put a target on their, on this one. What's up, Andre? Now, the submission criticizes Nintendo for following some of the same digital trends while still having weaker online and digital offerings compared to its competitors. Their store sucks. It's so slow. The main argument here is that Sony may be giving up one of its remaining advantages, physical games, before it has built a digital platform strong enough to compete with Steam and Microsoft on their terms. Yeah, it's not going to happen. You know why? They're not going to be able to compete with Steam. They're not going to be able to compete with and Xbox because as the Headmaster Gaming Academy, guess what I've started thinking already? After the PlayStation 5, if the 6 is going to be digital only, what's the point of me having a PlayStation when I can get a really awesome PC? That's what they didn't think about. That is not what they had on their bingo card when they decided to go digital only. They don't realize they have legions of people that buy physical, right? And they're only holding on to their PlayStation because it has physical games on it. So if they go digital only, guess what's going to happen the next gen? I'm going to go Xbox if they're still printing discs, right? I'm going to go Xbox. And then for every game that I'm interested in, I'll just get a PC. So, because what's the point of me going on PlayStation? Everything's on PC anyway. Matter of fact, I think there's more PC games that are on games are on PC versus PlayStation. Sans exclusives. And I'm not, and they haven't proven to us that the last exclusives are making us stick around. You know what I'm saying? God of War is not making me stick around. You know, like there's nothing there. Their exclusives is just the empty husk of what it used to be. Before they had so much. PS3 era, Killzone, Resistance, Little Big Planet, right? Dude, they were killing it on the PS3 exclusives. Uncharted. We haven't even heard about new Uncharted yet. You know? And you know what? And that's okay. I'm not loyal to the company. I'm loyal to what that company can provide for me. Repeat after me, chat. I'm loyal, not loyal to the company. I'm loyal for what that company can do for me. Isn't that way better? Right? So that's the mentality we all need to be taking away from this. Okay. And remember, this is not just about the discs going away. This is where players trust their libraries to live. Right? I honestly, believe it or not, trust Steam more than I do my PlayStation account, and I'm on my PlayStation more than I am on Steam. That's insane, right? That's crazy. I trust Steam more than I do my PlayStation account, but I'm on my PlayStation more. That's crazy. You know? And you know why I'm on my PlayStation more, chat? It's because of convenience. Right? Because I don't have to upgrade my PC. I don't have to plug in a controller and all this stuff. It's already there. It's ready to go. You know, 2 screens versus 5, right? Yeah. Now, if games go fully digital, you know, many players will start to ask, right? Who is the better platform? Who protects my purchases? Who gives me the best access? Who has the strongest ecosystem? And who can I trust them on the long term? That's honestly, that's the real fight. Who do I trust the most? And right now, Sony doesn't have a really good track record. Let's be real. Even chats pop it off on that. Sony historically does not have a good track record when it comes to security. Happened twice already. It can happen a third time. Right? Sony thinks by moving its players from physical to digital, right? They're going to be increasing their player base. Now, whether the real question is whether players will move from PlayStation to a stronger platform should be the other question, because that's the question I'm already thinking about. Where, like, I just mentioned this, that I for one, I'm only on PlayStation right now because of the digital games. Because why would I play digital? Why would I be on PlayStation if I can get all these games on PC where I trust Steam more than I do the PlayStation Store? Right? Hi from hell. Yeah, I totally, I don't blame you on that. I do not blame you on that at all. Yeah. See, I'm on the other, like I said, I'm on like the spectrum, right? Of this, like, I don't want to be with Sony anymore, because I'm the opposite. I'm only on Sony because they have physical games. Because if they were digital only, they're basically no different than a PC. Matter of fact, here's the thing, guys. I'm a sales guy. I've been in sales for over 12 years, right? I would go PC 100% outside of PlayStation when it's digital only. Why? Here's the why. You ready? I don't have to pay to be online and play with my friends. Easy. Saves me $100 a year. That is an easy transition. Honestly. I don't have to play PlayStation PSN Plus anymore because I'm going to go on PC, play with my friends. Hell yeah. Matter of fact, that's such a good idea. That's a great idea. These guys are not thinking. These corporate guys are not thinking. See, remember that story I told you guys, right? Remember that story I told you. These guys in these suits care more about making more money than saving money. Right? So they'll do whatever it takes to make more money than to save money. And what are they doing? I bet you didn't think about this. I bet you they're going, oh, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna make so much more money by doing this because we'll be not doing this, not doing that, right? But they don't realize, well, a lot of people also use PSN Plus to play with other people, not just for the free games. I think that's what the biggest mistake here is, that they think PSN Plus is for the 3 games that you get each month. No, dude, we need that to play with our homies. If we, I don't care about the 3 free games. That's a bonus. I only get it so I can play with my friends. So, but now if I can play with my friends without having to pay for it and we're all getting PC, then yeah, of course. Why do you think Sony's the only one that really is really annoyed about doing crossplay? They say it's for security purposes. They say it's to avoid hacking. Yeah, okay. You guys got hacked twice. Don't give me that. Okay. Now, this ties directly into our Gamer Quotient kind of mantra, right? Playing with intention. Because players have to think beyond just, what game do I want? Where am I buying this game? Right? Who controls my access? Can I trust this platform? Will this library still be here in a matter of 10 years? Guys, I know we don't think about this every day in everything that we decide to buy a game on, right? Am I buying into convenience? Yes, we are. It's completely buying into convenience. Check this out. I'll give you an example. I want to play the new Ragnarok, the new Grand Blue Versus or Grand Blue Relink, right? Endless Ragnarok. I could be playing that right now. Honestly, I can just download it, play it. What is it, like $40, right, for that whole thing? I refuse. I'm going to take my ass to the game store when I have time, and I'll buy it physically, or I'll buy it on Amazon. Just because of that. And guess what? You look behind me. Do I look like I don't have games to play? Right? It can wait. I'm not here for FOMO, right? And now when I buy that game, it's there forever. So these are the things, like, we got to make small increment changes to our habits, right? Yeah, get physical. Since Apple forced YouTube on me. Yeah, comes with every iPod. Here's some questions you guys need to be asking yourselves, right? If physical games go away, does the console matter less than the platform? Would you rather build a digital library on PlayStation, Xbox, Windows, Steam, or Nintendo? And why would you pick those, right? Does Sony have enough trust and infrastructure to go fully digital? I'm going to say no on that. Is Steam the real final boss of the digital gaming era? Matter of fact, I don't think it's the final boss. I think it's the kingdom of digital games, honestly. Right? Andre is right. The console is a paperweight if it's digital only. And when games become digital only, are players choosing games, or are they choosing the platform /ecosystems? It's true. Now, the console war was just about the box under your TV, the little box. You know, now it's like where you're buying your games, man. Keep that in mind. Okay. Cool. All right. What's next? What's next? Ah, the death of PlayStation discs, right? Was decades in the making. So everyone's favorite journalist, he's not my favorite either, right? But Jason Schreier made a video. And um, you can find this on our Discord, by the way, the link to this video. Yeah, sigh indeed. Now, let's talk about this. When Sony announced the end of the new physical PlayStation disc starting in 2028, right? A lot of people saw it as a sudden decision. Let's be real. We all were like, "What the heck is this? What are they doing?" You know? But this video makes the case that it was not sudden at all. This has been a long war, not a console war, not a PlayStation versus Xbox, not blue versus red, and not red versus blue, right? This was an industry versus the used game market. And you guys, you have to understand, companies have always hated the used game market. Always. Always. You guys know Lion King, right? The Super Nintendo game Lion King or Genesis. That game is hard as balls. And there's a reason for that. Right? Because they don't want you beating that game over a weekend. They wanted you to be so frustrated with that game that you had to buy it if you wanted to beat it. Right? Blue, right? But yeah, he is. No constitution for it. Now, back in the PS3 era, the 360 era, physical games were the standard. And I believe they still are. Yeah. Look at these 360 games, boys. That's right. I got PES 2015. I don't know why I have that. Armored Core for Answer. Dai Katana. Akai Katana. And of course, the GOAT. Lost Odyssey. You got to have that. Right? Got to have that. If you have a 360. Okay. We watched the industry change. You know, we went to the GameStops, the midnight launches, right? Whether you're at Best Buy, Target, Walmart. You know, I remember going to a Boston's Pizza for a Mass Effect 3 midnight launch, but I wasn't there for Mass Effect. True, that's a true story. I was there. I was at a Mass Effect launch at midnight, which by the way is 9 o'clock, right on Pacific because the East Coast gets it first. And I wasn't there for Mass Effect. Can you guess what game I was there that was coming up the same night? Can you guess? This is PS3 era, so that's your hint. And it came out the same day Mass Effect 3 did. If you can guess, man, that'd be fantastic. You know. Now, you bought your games in those stores, right? But what was important was like after you bought the disc, right? What you could do with it. You could trade it in, you could sell it, right? You could buy it used if you wanted to. You can lend it to your buddy. Nah, you could treat GameStop like it was a rental service, buy a game, play it, bring it back, get some credit, move on to the next one, right? Yeah. GameStop's probably shitting their pants right now. Matter of fact, they're already making moves because they know they already knew this was coming. Right? Before I give you the answer, guys, let's talk about this. You guys remember when we were talking about why they wanted to buy eBay? GameStop was like eager to buy eBay. Have you been? When was the last time you were in a GameStop? And what have you noticed? MTG, Pokemon, all card games are now at GameStop. Funko Pops, statues, collectible stuff, right? So they were all at GameStop. And eBay owns a little website called TCG Player, which is an online marketplace to sell cards. That's why they want eBay. Because they know they have to switch and pivot to the card scene because games are dead. Right? They knew the industry was going this way, or they had a hint of it, something. And I honestly feel like these like corporate heads, right? They talk to each other and they have like they have connections. You know, they have insider scoops, right? I mean, Nick has an insider scoop. So if not him, then they definitely guys up above him do. Okay. So what game was it that I was there sitting in line for? Oh, chat, you won't believe me. You won't believe me, but it was this game. Oh man, you're gonna think it's disgusting. They even have a picture of this. They do. That's a small one though. Let's get a big one. Yeah. This one. I was in line trying to get this game at a Mass Effect 3 release party. You guys remember this guy? I should buy this again. And I'm not going to open it. This is so cool. We get an arcade machine, little box, right? How much is this? $150. Get out of my face, bro. I ain't paying $150 for that trash. Get out of here. Also, the Korean box art for Street Fighter Cross Tekken goes hard. The US one looks kind of terrible in comparison to the Korean one. Look at this. I'll see if I can find it. Get out of my way, bro. Look at this. I think that's a way cooler cover art. That is way better than the US version. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, dude, this was supposed to be the game that brought the two companies together, and they made some really bad decisions. But let's not digress because this can be a total episode of the Headmaster's Desk, right? Going back to the story here. Okay. Use discs. That's basically what we're aiming for, right? This whole like ecosystem of like buying a game, trading it in, returning it, getting another one, right? It honestly, it just made gaming cheaper. It made games more accessible. It helped younger players, broke players, casual players, curious players take chances on games they might not have bought before. Ace was at my store all the time. Right? Ace was just, you know, buying stuff, trading in stuff, right? So no, he's a fan. He's a super fan. And here's the thing, he would buy things that he owned before. He wanted to replay it again, right? So some people just don't have that luxury to keep all their games. You got to pay bills. He's being responsible, right? But later on, they're usually cheaper, so he comes back. Not a big deal. But for publishers, this is a problem for them. Good for us, bad for them. Because EA, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Activision, and the rest of the industry looked at it as the same disc and saw something different. They saw a game they funded being sold once, then resold again and again and again, with GameStop making that money and taking that money away from them, while the publisher got nothing after the first sale. And so what did they do? We're gonna nickel and dime you with DLC to get some of that money back, right? Day one DLC is crazy. I always thought day one DLC was insane, but there's a reason. There's a reason. That's a reason for that. Now, and I think this is honestly where the fight really started, right? Publishers tried to put toll booths and use games. Basically, EA had a Project $10, right? They had Project $10. They had online passes that started showing up. DLC codes started getting packed into new copies. If you bought the game new, you get the full experience. If you bought it used, you may have to pay extra or just unlock multiplayer. A character request or content felt like it should have been part of the game. Day one DLC is trash. All can agree with that. And that was the first attempt. We all hated it, right? We all hated that. Let's be real. We all hated that. Xbox One got revealed. They tried to push us where we are now, to a future where games would require online check-ins, right? Digital licenses and restrictions around used games. You can only play it on one console. And that messaging was a disaster. Sony right now was Xbox years before. We know this. We covered this on the show, right? They're literally bringing it back, and but they're so far ahead that they just are more confident about it, and they know that Microsoft is struggling right now too, right? We pushed back hard, as we are doing now. Sony at E3 2013 had the easiest dunk in gaming history, and I was there. I saw that live, not live, but I saw it live on the internet, not in person, right? This is how you share games on PlayStation. That was it. Simple gesture, mic drop. Sony became the friendly hero of the moment. Xbox had to backtrack, right? It was an insane time. So Sony won that war that moment when that happened. And then Microsoft had to play catch up ever since, right? Here's a twist. There's a twist. The industry did not come back from that. We actually lost that battle. But they didn't lose the war, because they did not kill used games through online passes. They did not kill used games through forced DRM. They did not kill used games through, one single policy. They killed used games. I'm going to say they poisoned used games with convenience, which eventually killed it. Right? Internet speeds got better, digital storefronts improved, hard drives got bigger, sales became easier, preloading became normal, players stopped going to stores, COVID accelerated all that, right? And little by little, the thing publishers wanted to finally happened, because the used game market became less important because players trained themselves to buy digital. I don't think that's entirely true. Honestly, I believe there's so many new gamers jumping on. They're just so new. They're not in there. They don't have history, right? And they're going to buy digital. They just don't know any better. Also, when they're pushing no disk drives, of course they're going to buy digital games. That's crazy talk, And I think this is what makes this part of this conversation uncomfortable, right? Because this was not just something taken from players. This was something slowly giving up in exchange for convenience, right? I get it, guys. I get it. I'm gonna sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but digital is easy. You don't got to drive anywhere. You don't have to swap discs. You don't have to worry about the stock. You don't got to wait in line, hit purchase, download, game, play. Day one, 0 minute, you're there. Convenience is pretty powerful, but class, this is why we say this on the show. Convenience has a cost, right? And that cost is not often shown in the checkout. Sometimes the cost is the resale, the lending, your library, and its preservation, right? Comes at that cost. Sometimes the cost is a younger version of yourself being able to walk into a store with limited money and finding a way into the hobby. Right? Oh, $5 game, sick. I've always been that way. I didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid, and I had to, and I was shopped. I never looked at the new games. I always looked at the bargain bin. That's just been like coded with me forever, and I still do that now. Like you look back here, you may be like, man, GQ has a lot of games. He must have bought them when they all came out. That couldn't be any farther from the truth, guys. I'll play one game, right? And maybe it's new. Maybe, right? And then so many games come out that I get so overwhelmed with all these new games. They just get pumped out. The backlog eventually grows, and these games come on sale for like $19.99, $29.99, and that's when I pick them up. I remember when I first started chatting with you guys. What did I say? $60, $70, right? You can buy one new game or two new games that have come out 6 months ago, right? That you haven't played yet, but wanting to play. That's how you stretch out your dollar, because we don't believe in FOMO. I've told you guys that before. I've said that many times in the show. $70, you either buy one $69.99 game or two $239 or two $29.99 games, right? Whatever. Stretch out your dollar. Be smart with it. I mean, physical games is Oliver put it best, personally. It's about the experience, the memories, the future generations, right? He can take that physical copy, play it with his son. I think that was so good. I think that was a great reason for him specifically, too, and even for Nick down the road to have physical games to play with their kids, right? And remake those moments all over again. What about me? Some individual that doesn't have a kid. What am I in it for? Many reasons, right? Though I don't have a child, if I said, you know what, I wanna book a trip to Japan, and I don't really want to play games anymore, right? Look, I can take them back here and buy a house. Honestly, there's enough inventory here for me to buy a house. And if all these games were digital, right? Can I buy a house with it? No, cannot. But right here behind me is your investment, your physical money, right? And you have something to show for it that you spent that money, right? And then give it back to the market and trade it for something that you want for that time. Invest in your hobby, guys. I say that all the time on the show. Invest in your hobby, invest into it. Now, once you bought it, it had a life beyond its first transaction. Use games, right? It can move player to player. It could sit on the shelf. It could survive a storefront closing. It can be discovered years later by someone who had no idea it existed in the first place when launched. I kid you not, that's how I introduced binary domain to many customers that didn't even know that game existed, right? That's physical games is important. Now that part of gaming is fading, right? So the headmaster's desk will ask this question. Did the industry kill used games? Put it in chat. Or did we trade them away one digital purchase at a time? I don't think that's a fair question, right? But it is the reality. The data is there, but the nuance isn't there because everyone has a different experience when playing video games, especially the new people. I blame the new people. It's always the new people's fault, right? You buy a digital only console with they probably don't care to have a disc because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They're casuals. They don't care. They probably bought it to play Fortnite or Apex, right? Or Warzone All digital games, they don't care. And it's there. It shows, it's there, it shows. It is what it is. Right? Now, we've said it on the show too. It doesn't mean digital is evil. Right? But we got to be honest about this whole thing. When these bad boys go away, right? Those go away. This whole shelf goes away. Right? And that's kind of sad. Oh, let's be real. That's kind of sad. The used shelf disappears. The discovery changes. When the discovery changes, access changes. When the access changes, the culture changes. Right? And that's pretty depressing, in my opinion. So tonight's lesson, guys, is pretty simple. Specifically with this. The industry could not kill used games when it looked like Control, right? Because we push back hard. You trying to control us? What are you trying to do? They succeeded when it looked like convenience. We literally, we basically fell into their trap. We'll give you this for ammunition. So down the road, when we make the change, we go, hey, look at the data. You guys are the ones that are telling us to do this, not us. Like, look at the data. Right? And that just means we have to start asking better questions, right? Do I want this game? Do I want it this bad right now? Can I buy it for full price, sale? Can I resell it? Can I preserve it? Because Renegade Ops, we're going back to Renegade Ops, guys. You guys want to hear in the first 5 minutes, I was talking about the Renegade Ops on the PS3. You cannot play Renegade Ops outside of the PS3 360 unless you play it on Steam, because that's the only place it lives. It doesn't live on PlayStation 4. It doesn't live on PlayStation 5. And if you've never played it on PlayStation, you're not going to ever play it after 2027. So you better get it soon or get it on Steam. Matter of fact, I would just get it on Steam if you have PC, honestly. You know, because every digital purchase is not just a game in your library. It's a vote for the future, how games are sold, shared, and remembered. Don't forget to play with intention, spend with intention, and don't let convenience make the choice for you. Okay. All right. Last video here. Okay. We all know her.
In the middle of today's video.
This was submitted by Nick Chan. We all know who this is. This is Alana Pierce, right? And this video is about basically, the whole this whole Sony thing, and going, because she works with Santa Monica. This whole Sony thing, and like this has been happening for a while now. Matter of fact, I think they're like censoring people now, and they were prepared for this backlash. Right? So let me read this dialogue, and we'll chat. All right. This is our third video. This one hits a little bit different. The first conversation was about how the industry got here. This one is about how Sony may not turn back. That's scary, right? Not turn back. This one is what matters, because a lot of players are angry right now. They're posting, they're replying, they're signing petitions, they're calling out Sony. They're asking how Sony and PlayStation could go from this is how you share games to new physical discs are going away. And that's true. I know our own Blazing Ace Nelson has been the nightmare for the community manager on the X account for PlayStation. he's been on there. But not going to change anything. I'll tell you that right now. And all of that's frustration. And all of that frustration makes sense. Right? I totally agree with this. But this video argues something more important, actually. Sony knew people would hate this, but they did it anyway. Yeah. Corporations are not your friends, guys. That means the backlash was not a surprise. It was part of the calculation. And this is what we need to understand. Sony's not removing discs because players are buying more digital games now. That is just a part of it, right? This is bigger than consumer preference. It's simply, and we mentioned it before, it's simply about control. PlayStation gets fully digital. Every PlayStation game purchase goes through the PlayStation Store. No used copy, no competing retailer, trading, lending, no finding a cheaper disc at store. You can only get the game through them. No walking into a local shop, discovering something on the shelf. Removing the community portion of it. Just a platform, just a storefront, the account, just a license. That's just it. It's consumer right, mostly about consumer rights, right? And this is where it becomes bigger than convenience. We've been talking about convenience, right? It becomes platform control. Now on PC, if you don't like Steam, you have other options. You go GOG, you go to Epic, you can use those other storefronts, right? EA, whatever. You can shop around, compare prices. Now, on a fully digital PlayStation store, what's your secondary option? Not really Xbox, right? Now they control the store, they control the pricing environment, they control access, right? What's happening here? They control discoverability, they control the walls around your library. And this is why the monopoly concern matters, because if physical disappears, competition shrinks. And when competition shrinks, players usually lose leverage. Maybe not like immediately, right? But and not in a clear, obvious way, just like what happened with us with this. This wasn't clear and obvious. This was a sneak attack and a calculated attack, right? A calculated move, and they do it slowly, and then they attack you when you least expect it, and they totally did with us, Now the prices become less flexible, discounts become more controlled, access becomes more conditional, and the player has fewer ways to push back. Now, the video also points out something else that hits pretty hard. Physical media was not just about the collectors, it was about the access. It's like we know what we're talking about. Some people relied on used games. Some people, relied on the trade-ins, as you can see on the screen here. Some people could afford gaming because the secondhand market existed. And if you're one of those kids working a part-time job, trading in games, waiting for pre-owned copies, and stretching every dollar to stay in the hobby, then you know exactly what this system meant to you. And they're taking that away. This is not just about plastic. This is just a doorway. Right? When that doorway closed, gaming gets a little bit less accessible. Now, there's also preservation. If a game gets delisted, physical can be the backup. If a license expires, physical can be the backup. If a storefront shuts down, physical can be the backup. But what if there's no physical version? You're SOL, right? A game can vanish behind legal issues, expired rights, closed stores, or corporate decisions. Man, these are things that can just happen within your control, right? And when that game disappears, we don't not just lose a product, we lose art, we lose history, we lose memories, we lose the ability to share something meaningful with something else. This is why preservation groups are pushing back. Oliver talked about this, right? And this is why collectors are upset. I'm upset. Why libraries and museums and historians are sounding the alarm, because just download it isn't a preservation plan. It's not guaranteed to be there. We talked about this, how the Simpsons, beat 'em up was on the store. The X-Men beat 'em up was on the store and disappeared for a while. Scott Pilgrim disappeared for a while. Remember that, guys? Right? Ninja Turtles Shell Shocked disappeared. That was a Ubisoft remake of Turtles in Time, I think. That's gone. You cannot download or play that if you've never bought it before. That's a real thing. Yet, despite all of this, this video argues that public backlash probably will not change Sony's mind, as you can see there. Why? Well, because Sony is thinking long term. More digital sales means fewer physical production costs. That's what they're always thinking, right? It means margins are better. It means more control over the customer relationship. It means more players staying inside the PlayStation ecosystem. And more importantly, it tells investors a story. There is the magic I word, investors. A story about growth, a story about future proofing, a story about monthly active users, engagement hours, subscriptions, live services, plans, cloud streaming, AI chips to the next stage of PlayStation's not just a physical console, but a platform now. And that is basically a line that should make every gamer sit up on their chair. The real customer may not be the player anymore, actually. The real player or the real customer may just be the stock market. It's like it's all coming true. What I said, everybody thought I was crazy because players can be angry, players can complain, players can flood the replies. Ace, I know you're there. But if investors reward the move, if the stock climbs, if the market says, yeah, this is the future we want, then Sony has less reason to reverse course. I posted this on the Discord. Be aware that these corporations are not your friends. They're there to make money. Okay. That is a hard lesson, but it's an important one. Because remember, this is not a console war anymore. This is the platform war. The platform war is not about who has the better box than the TV. It's about who controls your library, who owns the storefront. Once again, we're going to go through this again. Who holds the license, who keeps you engaged, gets your time, gets your data, gets your subscription, gets your dollar that you worked hard for each month. That is the new battlefield, guys. It's not about the console. It's about the platform you're on. Why do you think Xbox was like, this is an Xbox, this is that, right? They were trying to be a step ahead of Sony. And then they pulled this. Sony is trying to make PlayStation the place where your gaming life lives. Games, movies, TV, music, cloud access, subscriptions, the ecosystem, you name it. All PlayStation, all the time. Now, maybe that sounds convenient, right? But some of the players, it will be, I'd say, a nightmare, you know? For the Headmaster's desk, think about this question. When convenience becomes a walled garden, are we still choosing freely? Or are we just being guided into fewer and fewer options? Because convenience can be a power up, right? Convenience could be a choice, but it could also be a trap. This is where playing with intention matters. Don't ask the game what game you want. Ask where you're buying it, who controls it, if what happens with the platform changes the rules, or your library is yours, whether it only lists as the company allows it. Dude, these are the things that we should be thinking now. It's gotten more complicated than ever before just to play a damn game. We're finding out we don't even own these things, right? But keep in mind, I'm not saying you don't buy it digital, right? It just doesn't mean you can't enjoy your PlayStation. Doesn't mean every digital feature is automatically bad. It just means we got to stop acting like convenience is, without a cost, right? We talked about this on the show. It's not free. Convenience is not free. Costs us the discs, costs us a huge shelf, costs us a store, costs us a library, costs us your ability to walk away. Dude, it costs us memories. It's going to change the gaming community and gaming culture as we speak. It's not going to be the same anymore. So while players are arguing about discs, complaining on social media, Sony is building a walled garden. And investors are clapping because these walls are getting higher. As you see on the screen here, PS5 hits 93 million and Sony profit soars. Investors are clapping because the walls are getting ever, ever higher. Class, pay attention who benefits when your choices get smaller. Keep playing with intention. spend with intention. Okay. And before you hit that accept, read the terms of the game. So, yeah, Sony's not our friend. These companies are not our friends. Their main goal is to take your money and keep you playing on their platform, right? Keep money in their pockets, take money out of yours, one bit at a time. I mean, remember back in the day, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go digital," and then they were like, "Oh, it might be cheaper to do it this way." Cheaper for who? It hasn't changed for us. It's cheaper for them, not for us, right? I think it's a crazy, crazy place to be in right now. Everyone's missing the point. Well, here's the thing with this. I mean, that title of this video is kind of aggravating, but the whole point of that title is to make you click on it, elicit an emotion from you, right? And then like make comments, engagement, farming, basically. Um, what are your takeaways, guys? Chat. What do you have to say about this whole thing? Honestly, it hasn't really changed much from uh it hasn't really changed anything that I've been already been doing. The only you know what? The only thing that's changed, honestly, and this might be, TMI, right? I actually sold all my video game stocks for you to set a good example. That sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy. Yes, I invested in various video game companies, and yes, I've made a pretty penny from them, you know. But to be honest with you, gaming companies are not a good investment because they're not consistent, right? Like they're so like situational based. Like for example, um Take Two announcing their game's $80 versus 100, that dropped the stock. Isn't that crazy? Just an announcement of a price and drop the stock. Pushing back a game, GTA 6 dropped their stock, right? So there's like a lot of it's not a good investment. Let's be real. But I practice what I preach. I did say like back in the day during the COVID era, I said I will invest into the things that I use all day, every day. I play games. I go to the theater, so I got stock in Regal Cinemas, right? I use this product. I got stock in that. So it's a smart way to kind of invest because if you're spending money on it, it means you're reinvesting into it to a company that you like. I just took all my game stock and I was like, even GameStop, I put money in GameStop, sold all that, right? And so I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I sold all my video game stock, put them in. I'm gonna put them in somewhere else, and I have zero game stock right now because I believe in this hobby. Physical is a real thing. Memory is a real thing. Man, we all have stories of games that were physical that we experienced, we bought, we shared. Now it's just they're taking that away and also taking away our choice. But don't feel that we don't have a choice because the choice is not to support it. The choice is to go somewhere else. That's a choice. Okay. Winners focus on what they can control. I can't control Sony, but I can control the decisions I make about Sony. Okay. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This is like one of my favorite shirts, right? I like that. All right. Tell me something good, chat. What you guys been up to? Huh? How we doing? How we doing? We still got 45 minutes. Should we play something? Plan in advance and not to get PS6. I mean, you don't have to plan in advance. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. They may go, oh my god, we made such a big mistake, and then like PS6 is like has this drive. But I don't think it will. I think they're gonna commit to it for a generation, honestly. So your gut feeling is good. If Microsoft is smart, they should capitalize on this and say, we're going back. This is how you share games on Microsoft Xbox, Project Helix. Boom. They win. Easy win. I'm telling you. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do, chat. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wonder if I could play this. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Andre, you never heard of Gex, bro? I think it's worth it. I feel like that old school, right? All right, let's see if we can get this game to work. Oh, okay, hold on. We gotta change this to like window. Okay. Okay, maybe full screen hard. Okay. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we in there, boys. We're doing it. We're doing it. Can you guys hear the game? Yo. The Oliver. Hey, I played this before he did. Can't hear it. Okay. It is a window, so I don't know if you can hear it. Hold on. I think I may have a way. Can you guys hear it now? Hold on. Stop. Share. Include audio. Oh, you can hear it faintly. Okay. Hold on. The Oliver game. Y'all offended me, bro. Good? Okay. All right. Let's go to Canada, boys. Actually, I'm gonna add you guys in the game. Name. We're gonna do Andre. Venom. You're gonna be. We're gonna go random. You're mega buff. You're mega buff. Your trait. Let's do. Calm under fire. Uh-oh. All right. We're gonna change you up. Not gonna spend too much time on this. Get that dark hair there. Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful man right here. What is this like? Tiny little body. There you go. There's only 4 sizes? Okay. All right. These are all my friends, by the way. Andre Venom is there. We're gonna add. Let's add Ace. Let's add the Gaming Academy. Yeah, perk. Fighter. Perfect. Well, no, martial artist. Better. Trait. He's a warrior. I think he's like that. Gotta give him the red hat too. Yes! Let's go! Blazing Ace Nelson! The cap. Samurai cap. Man, he updated this game a lot. Let's tan up this man right here. Ace. How many faces are there? 10. There's so many. Oh my god, it's him. Chat, it's Ace. it's Ace, chat. Hair doesn't even matter because there's a hat. Okay, there we go. Let's give him. You know, he's always wearing his jacket, right? Gotta give him his jacket. Like that. Bro, this is Ace, bro. Look at this. That's oh, dude, look at this. This is Ace. He's in there. All right. All right. Ready to go. New game. We're starting over. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, hey. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Kareem. Let's go, Kareem. Two, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Lucretia. Let's go. Okay. Let's do it. Kareem hears rumors that Canada's a safe place, free of the threat of zombies. With nothing to gain from waiting around in Florida, he decides to brave the death road and travel north. Setting the tactic to running is often a good way to get NPCs inside of a car. Use as many supplies as you can. I'm going Walmart, bro. Looks like it's been looted. Let's go bargain. Okay. Flashlight. Lucretia's got an umbrella. You don't got a lot. Let's boogie. Hold on. What are the controls, bro? Attack. Use. Okay. Let's boogie. That. On the Walmart, y'all. Walmart. I look like what do you call this? The guy from like Die Hard. Bruce Willis. Yeah, get that food. We got a dog. Spike bag. Poop. Okay, got gas. Am I stinky? Hey. Do these have stuff in it? Nope. Okay. I think Lakeisha means a weapon. Stanking. I'm stanking it up. Bullets. Nothing in here. Oh, sorry, dog. What food? Let's go, Lakeisha. Go. Okay. Not bad. Group camps out of a big field. Was 4 food. Okay. No. Group meets a man trying to repair his broken car. Steal his supplies. Okay. Cool. Store. Okay, I think we're good. She got a weapon? Flashlight. Okay. I should be okay. Let's move. feel good game. Do, do, do. Oh my god, look at all the food here. Burger. She exploded. Ah, don't touch me. Yes. Yeah. Meds. Okay. Oh god. Burger. Got nothing. Nothing. Is there another house over here? Oh yeah, here we go. Sports and shorts. Tennis racket. Oh, we're pretty legit. Get money? Yeah, I get money. All right, I think we're done here, boys. Time to move on. Let's go. Blue roll. He's English. Group sets up camp, safest place you can find. Betting, golf, milk cart. Meal, morning, golf, putter. This is a good game. Okay. Interesting. Put me in a bad mood, bruh. The group searches an abandoned house. A miracle happens. They find a government ration box. To their horror, it turns out to be there's dog poop sitting in the right handle of the supply box. Let me open it to see the poo. I mean, she has a dog. Yes. Oh, it's food. Ew. Outside of society, destroyed. You can find people engaged in the trade. Road trip into Canada. Whoa, it's GQAzndood. Nice to see a familiar face. I don't know, should we leave him behind? We don't trust this guy, right? Yeah. Yeah, look at my ride, guys. Oh no, the group gets confused. Drive to a forest, stop for a cabin, figure out what they are, get trapped by a roaming horde. Here we go, boys. Give GQ a freaking weapon. Kareem. Got a knife. Give him a. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was quick. The dog is attacking? I never realized that. Straight up toilet. Siege. Okay. Let's go. Oh yeah. So far, so good. Reward the group. Morale 1, full heal, shooting. Nice. Okay, we need gas and food. $12 to Canada, guys. God, gas station seed, riled up house. One morning, okay, not bad. We all have weapons, so we're good. Oh, brother. Nobody want a broom? Okay, I think we can go outside. Yeah, it's not that bad. Yo, dog is goated. Siphon that gas, bros. Mexico. Cheese it. Okay. Oh yeah, we're good on gas. 105. I bet you this car breaks down. Hey, it's Missy. She's kicking a car in frustration. Let's pick her up. She's actually, well, she's my neighbor. Of course she's in a bad mood. Of course she is. Turns out one of those times a sneeze is lost combined with the pressure zombie cause. This could break Missy's morale. Snort spicy food. Oh no, she's mad. Oh, why is our car smoking? Kareem robs them and runs. Yes. Okay, good. Good. That was a good call. Okay. Kareem said we should go hunt for food. While driving on Death Road, the group decides to make a stop for supplies. I don't think we'll get food in either of these places. Maybe fancy office? What about bookstore? What does Missy have? A stick. Let's get her. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Did y'all like die at work? Sucks. Border. Roger Rabbit music. What's the key for? Locks a safe. Safe here. Oh, we got weapons. Oh. Oh. Shotgun. Hey. Keep a sword. Alright, it's getting kind of rowdy. Yes. There's not a lot of things there. Either a croissant or a burger. That was kind of a bust. Like, we didn't need weapons. We need supplies. It's Andre Venom. Nice to see a familiar face. He's sitting in a park, reading a book. I think we're full though. Can we let you in the party? Bye, Missy. We need to be wary of random people. Oh no, the car broke down. He punches the car. I'll tip to fix it. Wow, easily repairs the car in no time. Andre, do you have parkour abilities? Which one do you want to pick for your character? Are you gonna throw garbage or are you gonna do parkour? It's your choice, my dude. You're the one that got cornered. Jacob said trash. Parkour! I think he might be gone. He tries to scale the fence, but is way too out of shape to do so. The zombies attack. Andrew Venom is hurt. That was the game. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Let's cool it. Oh, trash. I'm about to run out of gas here, boys. All right. Oh no, they're tired. About to be extra tired with no gas. Yeah. Oh no. Andre, do you want to say cool it as last words? Cool it. Your guy is so sassy, bro. Cool it. Demands. I feel like we should fight. We can take him, right? We don't have Ace though in our team, but I feel like we should fight. Yeah. Oh no, we're all hurt. Trash. They're very intimidated by Lucretia. Yeah. I mean, we can't do anything. 2 crowbars? Give me the sword, man. Come on. Give me the sword. Andre, we're giving you a crowbar. We're giving you a golf club. Hell yeah. We are ready, brothers. We are ready. This is our last stand. Let's go. The car! It's a Tesla! Get in the car, everybody! Let's get the fuck out of here! Okay, we got some gas. Oh no. This guy won. Kareem robs her. Jesus. Okay, free food. This man just has a bazooka. He looks so happy with explosives. 8 landmines. Holy smokes. Beds. Are we not like rest in these? Egg. Baka! This guy. Shotguns. Why you keep telling people to cool it, Andre? Okay. That was weird. Alright. Big grocery store, 100%. Dick. Okay. I think we're good on items. Bro, they really get an egg. GQ, what are you doing? Why you got an egg, bro? Let's bougie. I missed. Oh, no way. What's this? Yeah. I'm so sad. Nothing in here. Ain't trying to get trapped. Okay, time to go, boys. Bruce Willis is sweaty. Okay, we got it. Got some food. Yeah, it's all right. At least we got rest. Nice. We got a revolver? Sick. I'll have to do. Yo, who's this guy right here? Who's this man? Axe merchant. He just sells axes. He just, bro, Andre, stop telling people that. Medieval axe for 20 food. Yes. GQ and his charming self got Medicare for free. Defensive values. Rob, dude. My guy, all he does is try to rob people. Let's go, doggy. Oh no. Can I not do this? He's got a gun. Just a gun. What the egg do though? Whoa. Whoa. The guy's tired. Eh. Bro, where are we going? It's not where we want to be. Oh no. Oh. That was annoying. Asian dad. Someday. Okay. Medical, probably. How close are we? Huh? Lucretia yelled at me, man. I'm sad. No. I see mountains. Andre, if you say cool it, if I let you do it, you say cool it. That would be the funniest thing ever. Oh my God, you did. You totally did. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. He did it. He did it. That is the best. Oh, Blazing Ace Nelson, what's up? He's fighting a single zombie and trips and falls down an awkward mistake. He gets really embarrassed when he notices the group. We gotta get Ace in here. Lucretia? I think Kareem, Lucretia. Gotta get the boys in here. The boys. Replace Kareem. I feel like Kareem was a G, but whatever. Oh, packed grocery store. Okay, Ace, what you got? Getting a bat, getting a sword, getting a gun. Krisha. Let's get Krisha a bat. Use the gun for like last resort, you know. What the hell? That must be new. I don't remember seeing that before. Ace is like just moose-owing. He's moose-owing through it all. Whoa. We even bringing it? think it's time to leave. You don't want it to get too dark because they start freaking out. Bullets. You got meds. Okay. Shotgun for our non-guns. And for a gym, it's got a lot of bullets everywhere. Oh, look at that axe. Yeah, get the hatchet. Yeah, all right. I think we got everything. Get the FO! Hold on. 8 driving days until Canada. Okay. Yeah, we need rest. Sleep time next. Realize it's always been corny. Oh no, why is the car smoking again? Come on. I'm the car guy though. Come on. Bro, we're getting wrecked. Stubs his toe. My guy's a liability. Oh my god. Okay. All right, this is it. We gotta go through it again. You can do it, guys. Don't worry. This one was not bad. The Tesla. I don't think we have a lot of gas. Oh, we do. Okay. 109. I feel like if we just drive straight, we should be okay. Bro, we just did one of these. Small greens? Small greens? Small grins. Nope. That's bait. All these shotguns with no shotgun shells, no shotgun. Borger. More bullets. Very modern apartment. Gas. Toilet gas. Bro, so many bullets. Still got the doggy. Yeah. Okay. We are good here. Let's get out before the swarm shows up. Let's go. All right. I know we're past 10, but let's see, commit this run, see if we can make it. We're almost there. Okay. 6 more days till Canada. We're looking good here, boys. I mean, we don't really need anything, honestly. So many shotgun shells. Get up. Padlock combination. Okay, cool. Implies there's a padlock somewhere here. Stove. Gas. Oh my god, let's go. Stop stealing my weapons. Cowboy rifle? Submachine gun? I feel like. We got what we came for. Bullets. No, I'm saying bandits have the right idea. I would say something like that. That's funny. If you guys are wondering who this is my ex-girlfriend. We're gonna leave her behind. Ta-ta. No, thank you. Okay. Yeah, we got a gat. Got a gat. Hey, we all have guns? Except me, I'm like gun pacifist. Bye, Felicia. Holy smokes. Let's get out of here. Yes. If nothing else happens, we should be okay. We're like a lot of gas, got some food. Unless the car breaks down, knock on wood. No, we're not. Ace, you do it. He swallows a little bit. Oh, Ace. Okay, Andre. We should ditch the car and find a big zombie you can ride around in. You need to stop. Andre, you need to stop that. The car's already smoking? Damn. What's up, bro? Chuck. Pre-training, that's right. Roman candle. Fire whip? What? Yo, what's up, dude? Get out of our house! I'll steal your fruit, too. Get out. Oh, it's in the garbage. Think of it? Alright, weapon names. Assault rifle. Nah, I don't need food. Honestly, like I said, we could make it. We got 5 days. R? Oh my god, that was terrible. This car's about to blow up. There you go, Andre. I was just playing more video games than less hiding from zombies. Oh my god, are you kidding me? What is this? What's this game trying to do, huh? Give me this gun. I need this gun. Got a bat, Andre. No, you're good. You're good. Here's a cop. Holy smokes. What is that? A boot? Hello, sir. Yeah, that's what I trained for. Police. He's got a gun, at least. Help him. Oh man, did the other cop die? Oh no. No, no, no. You getting me? God, that was close. Dude, that's mean to do that. Car's gonna break down again. Too strict. Just like my online video games. He's not having a good time. Nice. Yeah. Are we? I feel like we're getting close. Andre, I believe in you. He got hurt. No. Dang it. Oh my God, Ace. Ace, you dropped all our food? Nerds. Oh my God. All right. This is our last straw here, chat. Let's do. I don't feel like the shotgun. There's only 4 shots in it. Not gonna do anything. Gotta go through it as quick as possible. Oh God, that was close. Prepper cabin. Dude, why are they just making us all these stops? Like, I feel like we could make it all the way through. Oh, we got a chainsaw. Let's go. Okay, that wasn't bad. Getting a chainsaw and food, pretty good. That's a slow car. Yeah. You know we're going to the arcade. You know. Okay, stop. He's got a gun too. You gotta give Ace a baseball bat. Oh, are we going to the basement? Nah, boy. It's so far down. Oh, who's that? Army dude. Let's take his supplies. Leave him be. They're coming in pretty fast. Bullets. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Yeah, just house is baited. Let's go. Car better than walking. Yeah, for sure. It's a slow car though. Group is delighted to have found overturned Caldwell's COD contractor's truck. It's not ready system is well functioning. Makes thing with this car. Oh, cool. Wow, something good happened? Crazy. Two more days, guys. We can do it. 2 more days. Two more days. See, they keep trying to like make us stop places. Look at all these nerds. Why are these books so heavy? Yeah, 1 unit of gas. That sucks. You can't close doors too after you open them. Whack. Board. All right. Yeah, see him swarming? It's a hit. GTFO. Known for landing the plane one time. Why are we stopping? Wow. Wow. Zombie watch. I'll do it. You have medical supplies. What are you talking about? The Coolit diplomacy. Group is blocked by another survivor group that's setting up a barricade to protect themselves. They are distressing, heavily armed. The person they send is to talk is extremely annoying. We should try to deal with him. Damn it. Hey, we lost a lot of gas. Sup? $10 units of gas in exchange for every food item he gets. I don't know if it's a good trade or not. Arjun. That's cool. Nah, sorry, bro. We're full. These guys are equipped. Tell them to cool it, Andre. See what happens. Cool it. Spare gas running out. No way. We need gas, right? 16. So, do we have shotgun bullets? We do. Okay. I think we're okay. We need more food, but we got one day. We can do it. This is it. This is it, boys. Let's see. Give him the gun. This. All right, homies. This is it. Holy. Get off my plane. Boys, I think we're gonna make it. Yes, sir. Let's get out of here. Oh no. Oh no. Where are you? Under about to get left behind. We're so close. Yeah. Hey, we're good morale. Or dude, we're good. Got food, got gas. Okay. Nearly at the border to Canada, a group is surrounded by seemingly endlessly undead, trying to survive the battle. This is the final siege. There's no escape. All or nothing. Okay. GQ. Got 160 bullets, bro. Wait, why does it say 21? That's a trick. Oh, 160 of 21. I see. Maxed. So we just have to survive, basically. That's what you're saying. Holy smokes. Gaios. The dog keeps changing colors. Did you notice there's the most zombies near Canada? Why do you think that is? We're doing it. Oh, there's so many. Let's get out of here. Yes. Oh my God. No. The border to Canada is just north of here. The group must cross a bridge and reach the fort that serves as a checkpoint right outside Canada. Final challenge. Oh my God. Here we go. Ace. Gotta use your sword, my dude. Okay. She's gonna blow. Canada, I feel you. Holy horse. Bounties, help. It's a boot time. Squirt. How do we? Chat. Let me take care of it, eh? Oh my God, it's so cool. Why is Canada so awesome? You made it. Hey, beauties. Those zombies were just giving her. How's the booting her? The zombies don't like all the snow we got up here. I'm eating a poutine after this. My favorite anime is Dragon Ball Z. So Canadian. Prime Minister. First try, baby. First try. We did it. First try. And guess what? Gaming Academy made it across the border. That's right. It's on stream, baby. We did it. We did it, guys. That was awesome. That was awesome. Got a little sweaty there for a second. Nervous. I got nervous. I got nervous. But hey, we did it. We made it to Canada. All right, let's close this bad boy up. Let's get you to the end here. Let's take it home, baby. All right, class, that brings tonight's Headmaster's Desk to a close. Thanks for hanging out with me. And tonight's lesson is bigger than physical discs. Tonight's lesson is something beyond ourselves. Because when we talk about Sony moving away from physical games, we're not just talking about plastic cases disappearing from store shelves. We're talking about control. Control the store, the library, the pricing, access, preservation, and the player's relationship with the games they buy, like Death Row to Canada. And this is why this conversation matters. The first video showed us that the industry has been fighting the used game market for decades. Online passes, DLC codes, Xbox One DRMs, players pushed back against all of it, but eventually the same result started happening through convenience. Digital buying became easier, storefronts proved, hard drives grew, and player habits changed. The second video showed us why Sony may not reverse course even with the backlash. The argument is that this is more than a digital preference. It is about long-term strategy, investor confidence, engagement, subscriptions, and keeping players inside the PlayStation ecosystem as long as possible. And that is the uncomfortable part Players are talking about discs. Companies are talking about platforms, right? That's very important. And investors are talking about growth. And somewhere in the middle, a gamer just has to ask himself, what am I actually buying? Do I own this game? Can I lend it to a friend? Can I resell it? Can I preserve it? Can I come back to it later? Can I trust this platform with my library? Because if everything becomes digital, then the trust becomes a new disc. Trust that the storefront stays open. Trust that the licenses stay active. Trust that the prices stay fair. Trust that games are preserved. Trust that the platform will not change the rules after your library has already locked inside. This is why platform war is different. The console war was about hardware. The platform war is about ecosystems. It's about where your game lives, where your money goes, where your time is spent, and who has the power when the player no longer holds the physical copy. So tonight in the Headmaster's lesson, it's very simple. Do not let convenience make the choice for you. Digital can be useful. Digital can be convenient. Digital can open doors. But convenience without a choice is not a power-up. It's a trade-off. So buy with intention, play with intention, build your library with intention, support preservation when you can, support physical when you can, support physical releases when they matter to you, support platforms that respect your time, your money, your access, and trust. And most importantly, pay attention to who benefits when your choices get smaller. Because the next war in gaming may not be fought over which console suits under your TV. It may be fought which platform owns your future. This has been Extra Credit on the Headmaster's Desk on Gamer Quotient / Gaming Academy. I'm GQAzndood, the Headmaster here. Read the fine print, guys. Protect your save file. Spend your coin wisely, and always play with intention. Class dismiss. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for checking out. We'll see you this Saturday. Peace.